Hello everybody. How are we doing on this fine 2026? I feel like I haven't seen you in a year. Slaps knee. Hello everybody. How is everybody doing? Good evening, class? Good night, class? That feels like a send-off. I don't want to say that, but welcome to 2026. I've taken off the Christmas gear. I feel a little bit naked without it. I'm reminded of the bread upgrades that I accidentally made to myself that I've kind of grown accustomed to, but at the same time I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? But you know, growth mindset, I guess. Growth mindset. Anyway, today I just kind of want to yap a little bit, get reacquainted with y'all, talk a little bit about what I've been doing in December through the holidays, and then after that we're gonna play a little Kirby or Yuri quiz. I'm gonna talk to you about my New Year's goals, and then we're gonna get into Rogue Squadron. That's the docket. That is the docket. But first, I just kind of wanted to yap. First of all, it is a new year. It is 1/1/2026 for the next hour and 23 minutes. I had to postpone because I was eating things I shouldn't have been eating, because I made things that I cooked for the holidays that I shouldn't have made for myself to eat. But I was like, it's the holidays. I gotta eat them. And I'll be honest with you, I hope everybody had a great New Year. I hope everybody got their smooches in, or watched the ball drop, or I don't know, had a good time, watched their favorite streamers, ring in the new year. I personally did not do any of that. I went to bed at 9 p.m. yesterday, 9:30 p.m. and woke up at after midnight. So I rung in the new year in my just cold, dead sleep. But I hope everybody else had a good time. But one thing that I have been doing over the holidays, the last couple of weeks, I've been cooking up a storm, baby. I've been cooking so much. I have been trying out new things, revisiting old things, and again, like I said, making things that I probably shouldn't be eating. But it's New Year's. All that throat pain I had yesterday and today, you know, that's in 2025, baby. Yeah, did I postpone this stream by 3.5 hours because I felt like I was going to throw up? Yes. Is it my own fault for making food that I wasn't supposed to eat and then eating the food that I made that I wasn't supposed to make to eat? Yes. But you know what? It's a new year, baby. But yeah, I did, for Christmas, I got a cheap Zojirushi rice cooker. I say cheap, it was like $60, which in the span of rice cookers is like one of the cheaper options. I mean, they have really cheap options like $10-20 that are just a little too cheap for my liking. But then they have options that are like thousands of dollars, and I'm like, I don't even know what the difference would be. It's a steamer. It's a cooker / steamer. I don't know why it would be so much more expensive. But I did get a rice cooker, and I also got the Final Fantasy XIV Cookbook Part 2. There's an original that I don't have. It's got different recipes in it, but I got the second edition, which just came out either in 2025 or 2024. I was about to say this year or last year, but that's no longer the case as of 10 hours and 40 minutes ago. That's also not true. 12 hours, 24 hours. I don't know. What time is it? I have no idea. But the first thing that I made out of that Final Fantasy book was I made some popoto pancakes, which are basically sweet potato, regular potato hybrid latkes, which I've never had before, and they were pretty dang good. However, I will say I was grating sweet potatoes for quite a while. I only grated 2, but they took me so long to hand grate with my shitty like cheese grater. That's like decades old. But that's how you know it was authentic, and it tasted really good. And it tasted really good with. I tried it with some seasonings. I tried it with salt, a little bit of extra salt on top, which was pretty good. Actually, really draws out the flavor. Recommend a little salt. I tried it with soy sauce, and that did not taste good at all. It just sort of absorbed the soy sauce and just tasted like super soy, which was not quite the flavor that I wanted. But I also tried it with some spicy ranch and some applesauce, which the recipe actually recommends. It comes with an additional recipe to make your own applesauce, but I didn't do that. I just had a cup of applesauce laying in the fridge from a while ago, so I tried that out, and it was pretty good. And also I needed the panko breading, which I thought I had in the cupboard, and I didn't have it in the cupboard. But we found a way by halting everything I was doing and going and getting some panko. But I also made spam musubi for the first time, which I've been meaning to try for quite some time, but I have been putting it off. I bought some nori a few weeks before Christmas to try and make onigiri for the first time, which I did, which was pretty good. But I got the rice cooker. I bought new higher quality rice because I'm still working on an old bag of rice that I bought like 8 months ago. That I eat rice all the time, and I was like, I bought a new one, higher quality, more expensive, less rice, but like Japanese short grain rice for real, and it's so good, and it was so good in the rice cooker. It's so convenient. I've made so much rice over the last like week. But I tried to make spam musubi, and it was super good, super messy, and I made it with I didn't have like. Normally you make it with like a General Tso's type sauce, but I didn't have that because I never had that. I don't even know what that tastes like really. I could have made it like a sweet and sour sauce, but I didn't. I instead made this homemade approximation of a sauce that I make when I make chicken katsu. It's kind of like a katsu sauce, but it's not. To make a real katsu sauce, you need to like ferment it for like months and do all this stuff. It's sort of an approximation. But it tastes so good. And it tasted so good on the spam musubi. And I never had it before, but I made one, I put one together. And then I like was just devouring it. I devoured it so quick. And then I went to make a second one, and Roscoe barked and scared the shit out of me. So I spilled everywhere. My rice, not patty, but my rice came apart. It unstuck itself. I got sauce everywhere, and it was a mess. But then I had a third one, and it was delicious. And then that was what I had for lunch that day, 2 days ago. And then I had 3 more for dinner. With some strawberry mochi ice cream for dessert, and I was living lavish. I was living large. I was eating spam musubi straight up, dipping the rice in my hands, like it was naan bread in a dip, straight Italian gesture, Jollof rice style. Do you eat jollof rice with your hands? I don't know. I've never had it. I'm making shit up. But it was really good and it was really messy and I loved it. I loved it a lot. I had a great time making and eating that. I also made for New Year's I made some bean dip with some sloppy joes and that was pretty good. But also it was a lot of burger and really fucked up my throat yesterday. I was gonna stream, but I was just not feeling good to rein in the new year, but I couldn't do it. I was not feeling good after that. And even today I was like, I had the hiccups and my throat hurt, and like I said, I was thinking I was gonna throw up, so I did postpone to this stream. But I've been cooking, and I've been meaning, you know, I'm looking for more things to cook, but that's basically what I did with my holiday. I was just kind of cooking, trying out different things, and having a nice time. But after that, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my goals for the year. I don't know if I have a text box. I think I can make one though. Let's make one. I don't really want Arial font. Let's use this, I guess. Texto. Okay, we'll call it goals. And we'll make it... It probably doesn't have to be that big, right? Well, it doesn't have to be that big. Let's make an outline, I guess. How do I do it? How do I do this? Outline color. Select color. My signature. Outline size. Bigger. Okay, cool. So, hold on, let me move my OBS to a different screen. There we go. Text 2. We'll do the same thing. We'll just make it like bullet points. How do you do bullet points in OBS? I don't know. We'll just do it like this. Bang. And we'll make it smaller. It doesn't need to be that big. So 256, we can make it 72. That's too small. 150. Something like this. Yeah. Yeah. And then we can also have an outline, but we'll make this outline just black with like a slightly bigger. Yeah. Something like that. So, for my goals for the year, I wanted to start with some, I guess, professional goals is what you call them. Some content creation goals is what we're gonna go with. For the direction of the channel and like what I want to do and what I'm thinking of doing and what I want to improve on. Number one, and we gotta make this font like way smaller. I want to reach YouTube partner. Yeah, this seems like a good font. I don't think I can center it properly, but it is what it is. I want to reach YouTube partner, which is, this one is one of our more attainable goals. It's super close. I have over 1,000 subscribers. I just need some more watch hours on the videos. So we're actually super close, and we can be like, we're gonna hit like, what is it called? Mini partner, sub micro partner. I don't know what it's called, but there's a goal before that where you can where you unlock memberships and super chats and things like that, and that's what I'm really going for. And then after that, you reach like a full partner, and that's where you get like YouTube ads and stuff, ad revenue and whatever. But we're actually, like I said, we meet most of the requirements here. We've got the number of videos, we got the subscriber count, but we got to get those watch hours. So if there are any engineers that need a computer to stay turned on 24/7, you know where to find me, I guess. Maybe you don't. At BACKSEATING on YouTube. You can just hit the live stream playlist and let me rock on the monitor. We'll get those 4,000 hours right quick. But yeah, this one I think is super attainable. Speaking of, which brings me to my next goal, which is less attainable. I want to reach. We're at 1K. We're at like 11K actually, almost 12. I want to reach. Not 11, 1.1, almost 1.2. Sorry, I'm making shit up. Realistically, I want to reach like 3K this year. But unrealistically, we reach 1K. Why not shoot for the moon? Why not go for 10? How are we going to achieve that 10? Well, that's going to be one of my personal goals, but basically it boils down to just more consistency, which we'll talk about in a minute. Do I think this is doable? Probably not. Am I gonna cross my fingers and put my heart on my sleeve and hope that this happens? Absolutely. Absolutely. Something that I think is maybe more attainable. I want to complete 50 Juegos. Jogos? That's what they're called. Juegos is a different thing. Sorry, I said that. I want to complete 50 games this year. In 2025, I only completed about 12 games. That being said, you might be asking, Soul, what did you stream? What did you play off stream? What were you doing in 2025 to where you only played 12 games as a streamer who plays games? As a gaming content creator, you only played 12 games? I can explain. It's because I put thousands of hours into live service gacha games. Hundreds of hours into Musume, hundreds of hours into Girls Frontline 2, hundreds of hours into NBA 2K, and Marvel Rivals, most of which went unstreamed. I streamed some Uma, and I streamed all of my Girls Frontline 2 playtime except for when I would log in to do my dailies, and nothing else. Sorry, my throat hurts. Which means pretty much all of my playtime was in live service games that don't end, and also in roguelikes. Like I played a lot of Monster Train 2 and some other ones that I don't count as completed because I didn't super complete the games or anything. But I was playing some roguelikes. So basically all of the games that I played this year were like never-ending hell pieces stretching ad infinitum into the distance. So I think we're gonna try to move away from that a little bit and actually complete some games for real this year. Move a little bit away from the gacha. Play a little bit more of a reality. Or not reality. Calling them real games is like I think, a disservice to the quality of the gacha games that I very much clearly enjoy and love. But you know, let's go the old-fashioned route and play some games that end. Why don't we? And to that end, I made sort of a tentative calendar. I started a new Google Calendar for the year. Fresh off the rocks. Is that the saying? Fresh off the... I was gonna say boat. That's racist. So maybe I'm not gonna say that. Fresh off the rocks. Fresh on the rocks? What am I trying to say? I don't know. Fresh Google Calendar. That I just spit on my monitor. And with it, I've listed some releases that have dates that I'm looking forward to in the next couple of months. Most of the games I'm looking forward to in 2026 don't have a release date yet, but they are listed for 2026, so maybe they won't go on the calendar and I'll just be surprised by them because whatever. But I did make a sort of tentative schedule for January. A bunch of games that I want to play, and I counted them up, and the games, if I stick to it and stick to that consistency that I was talking about, will... I'm just gonna put that down now. Be more consistent. Consistency level up. I will have completed 12 games by like the middle of the month, because I've so or by like the third week of the month. So I'm thinking about it in those terms. I'm kind of depressed that all I played last year was gacha games, but well, also those are the games I'm counting games that I completed. I did play more than 12 games. I played quite a bit more than 12 games, but like I said, probably about 6 to 8 of them were gacha games or roguelikes. And then the rest I just didn't... I only played like one time or 2 times and just never finished. Like, I never finished Player Obscure. I never finished... I don't know what else I didn't finish, but I didn't finish a lot of games that I tried and started. I'm not counting the ones that I started in December because I'll probably finish those, but... Yeah, we got a game for real this year. We got a game for real this year. We got a stream for real this year. We got a game for real this year. And we got to be more consistent. And I'm hoping the scheduling will work for me. I have used different kinds of schedules over the years. The ones that I post weren't really working for me. I feel like maybe more of a stricter, stringent schedule, while at the same time having way more leeway for me to change it. Leave days open for if I need to finish games that I was playing that week and didn't get to finish because the stream got cut short or I got tired or whatever, or they just ended up being longer than I expected, or you know, leaving room for if I want to do like a guerrilla stream or you know, just a cozy weekend stream, because I've only got the way that I structured the calendar so far is that I got today, tomorrow, and Saturday scheduled. And then for this first like little 4-day week. And then for the next 4 weeks till the end of the month, I have just Monday through Friday scheduled, and I have Saturday, Sunday I've given off for if I need to do like extra editing, or if I want to do like a guerrilla stream or a hand cam stream or like a cozy Sunday stream or anything like that. I also didn't spoiler alert. I didn't put Hades on the schedule. I feel like that's gonna be my game where I just kind of that's gonna be my like a guerrilla game for the month. If I feel like streaming, but don't know what to stream, or I'm not scheduled to stream that day, or if I want to do like a second stream or whatever, or if the stream ended up being way shorter than I thought, or something like that, give myself a little leeway. I can just play Hades and maybe make some progress. In that, I've streamed it twice. I haven't beaten Theseus and Asterius, and it's quite sad and quite depressing. because I definitely can. It's one of those games where I'm like, it's really apparent that being good at video games, at least for me, is almost like the opposite side of the Venn diagram to being entertaining. Because like when I play games off stream, I'm goated. I'm so slick with it. I'm sauced up. Just very talented fingers, if you know what I mean. But then I get out of stream and I'm like, oh, I'm yapping, I'm talking, I'm looking at chat, I'm not paying attention, I'm doing, you know, there's a lot more room for error because there's a lot more, feedback and information being thrust into my brain that it needs to process. Streamer brain is real, guys. I've talked about it before. I'm about 1,000 times dumber and less skilled than on stream than I am off stream, which is, I think, is so funny. It's so strange. It's so funny, but it's also very understandable once you really think about it. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan for the month. I'm gonna play a mix. There's gonna be a lot of shorter games this month, with some longer ones that are gonna take a couple of like 2 or 3 streams. But a lot of shorter games, a lot of retro games, a lot of older games, with a few new ones sprinkled in here and there, or newer ones. And a couple that have come out in the last couple of years, I think. I mean, I guess I could check. I was about to say, is there a game that's been released this year so far? But I guess I could check Steam and just look at today's releases and see all the AI generated hentai puzzle games or whatever. So that made me sad. I shouldn't have thought. I shouldn't have thought of that. I shouldn't have. But for my next goal, kind of in line with this, I'm gonna actually put it up here. I want to do more hand cams. I have the hand camera. I moved the desk I was using for hand cams out of my room so I could make room for other stuff. But I do have the camera over here. And yeah, I have stuff. I have ideas for hand cams, you know. I have puzzles. We could do like chill puzzle, cozy hangouts. We could do like, I have a Gundam that I don't know how to build because I never built one. I have a bunch of unpainted minis, which I've never painted a mini before because I've just had these unpainted minis for like almost a decade. You know, we could do like cooking streams or show off streams or handicraft streams, or there's a lot of ideas that we could do for hand cam streams, and that's something I do want to do more of. I've done some, but not too many. I think I maybe did like 3 last year, and a couple of them weren't streams, they were just videos that I made at like the very beginning of the year. So it is what it is. But I do want to do more hand cams throughout the year because I feel like we could have some fun streams. Even if it was something like I play a fighting game and just have my controller on there. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put professional goals. There's probably more. Let's see. Those are kind of my basic professional goals. Oh, I also want to do a collabs. I feel like a lot of my personality doesn't come out in my solo streams because I'm so good in a crowd and so inept at talking to myself that I think collabs could be fun. I want to do my first collab. Who with? No idea. But there's a lot of games that I'm interested in playing. That this has been kind of the story of my whole life. Where that there's games that I'm interested in playing, and then I'm like, I have nobody to play these games with, and they look so fun to play with other people. So you know what? Who knows? Maybe I'll do some reaching out. Make some friends, maybe, or at least coworkers. Make some coworkers. And at least do one collab this year. I'm not setting my goal to be like, oh, do a bunch of collabs. Just do one, at least. Yes. Do at least one collab this year. Do my first collab this year, maybe, hopefully. And see if we can't enjoy that. Kind of along with that, I want to get first paid sponsor. We're gonna say first paid. We'll do it like this. I've done like, they're not really sponsorships, but I've gotten, you know, game keys and codes and stuff in my email that I've played games for. Most recently Sanatorium. I did it a couple years ago with what is that game called? Undying. But yeah, those are not sponsorships or anything. There's no contracts or anything. There's no NDAs or whatever. No money exchanges hands. It's all free and unbiased. But I think that's a good goal. I think that's an achievable goal in the next 12 months. I would like to do that at least one time. Hopefully specifically for something that I'm interested in. You know, I'm not just gonna take a sponsor and be like, for something I don't care about. That's not really how I am. That's not really how I work. But, you know, if I get paid to play a game or do something like that I am interested in, or even just like do like an ad read on a video or something, for something that I am interested in, then yeah, why not? Turn this into a career and not a thing that I do sometimes against all odds, and instead more of like a self-employment. Scary. But yeah, I think those are my professional goals for the most part. There might be a few more that I'll come up with throughout the year, but those are the ones that I would like to accomplish this year. Like I said, 10K subscribers. I don't think I could really do that in 1 year, but I do think we can get to 2. And if we can get to 2, I think we can get to 3. And if we can get to 3, I think we can get to 5. And if we can get to 5, then why not get to 10? Why not go to 10? We're at 1. We made it to 1 last year. This year we'll go for 10. Probably not. I would like to, in reality, I would like to see 3 to 5. 10 is like a stretch, like a Kickstarter stretch goal that nobody's, you're a fool for believing in, but you know what? Sometimes those promises get backed. And you get like a backer's kit with like collectibles and shit. That's my stretch goal. That's my stretch goal. Under like personal goals, I would like to, again, the consistency that can apply to the rest of my life, but I want to write more poetry. And honestly, this probably means or just write more in general, but honestly this probably means more poetry streams. I've done poetry streams in the past. I think I did 1 last year. I think I've done 2 or 3 total in the last couple of years, but I had a lot of fun with each of them. They're not super you know, like popular. They're kind of different than what I usually do, but poetry's big, and I think they're just so fun and so silly and so stupid, and they really get my improv muscles flexed. Really let me flex my improv muscles and my writing muscles, where we just make up some nonsense together. And, you know, there's chat participation, and I really enjoy these streams. They're really fun when people watch them and hang out, and we can actually make something together. The last one I did, I kind of just, I solo improv'd my way through some just complete nonsense poems, which was also fun. You know, I got to share my brainstorming chops, the way that I make stuff up and do things creatively with, you know, a more nonsensical approach and a less, you know, just taking all the pretentiousness out of it and just being silly with it and having a lot of fun and just kind of making stuff up and being silly willy. So yeah, that probably also translates to a professional goal. We'll probably do more poetry streams this year. That's another goal of mine, but personally I want to write more just in general. I didn't really do a lot last year. I wrote a couple of scripts early in the year, and then it never finished. I didn't finish playing the Momodora series. I didn't play Minoria or Momodora 4. And then I did finish Clay Obscure and kind of missed my window to make the video that I've put a lot of effort in. I don't even think I talked about it, but I put a lot of effort into making a turn-based RPGs are not dead style video with a long script. And I kind of missed my window for that, but you know, I still have it on my computer, all the stuff and the files and everything. So we could finish it one day, but I probably won't. It was more of like an exercise than an actual finished video, and it's probably never going to be finished. Much like that being said, the Momodora video might end up being finished one day, but I am gonna have like 3 different stages of VTuber model, which is funny, I guess. Maybe Momodora 3? Was it Momodora 3 that I played? Was just so I genuinely think I just played it on a day where I was pissed off, and it was just kind of mid. The visuals were amazing, the animations were great, and the visuals were amazing, and the world building and the vibes are amazing, but actually playing it was less fun than Momodora 1 for me. I don't know what it was. It just didn't inspire me to continue playing Minoria and Momodora 4. I'm so sleepy. So heapy. So heapy. Let me drink a drink of water. Another one, obviously, I think cook more. I've already been doing a lot of cooking. I've already cooked more this past year than I did before. But I've always liked cooking. I've always been into cooking, but this last year I got a little adventurous with it. I tried out lots of stuff. Normally what happens is that I make one thing and then I just eat that one thing for like 3 months until I never eat it again. For instance, when I first discovered, well, not when I first discovered, but when I first started making chicken katsu a few years ago, I made it like every week for like 5 months. And I haven't had it since. I was like, homemade or otherwise. So that happens. I haven't had a waffle in years. You know, like, because I was eating them all the time. Stuff like that. That happens to me a lot. But in 2025, I was eating a lot of variety. I was still eating like a lot of repeat meals and safe foods and stuff, but I did branch out and try a lot of new things. which I always wanted to try. But it's been difficult with my throat. So one of my favorite things before my throat got bad was trying new foods, even if I didn't like them, even if I hated the texture or the taste or whatever. I was always down to try something once, and that kind of became incredibly difficult. But this past year, I've been kind of getting back more into it, but I've been making those things myself, so I have a little bit more control, and I want to continue that trend. Maybe get some more recipes, some more cookbooks. Put my rice cooker to use, baby. That thing is good. It's nice. It's nice. I'm living it. I'm living it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm living it. Next goal. I want to get more. This might be I want to get more comfy with singing. I can't do it well. I've got like one tone. I've done like some vocal stuff. I have a pretty wide vocal range. I just don't know how to use it. I say wide. You know, not the widest in the world or anything, but a decent vocal range. And I don't know how to use it at all. But I love singing. I sing, and it is hard for me with my throat and everything, but I would like to try. I would like to try to do things a little bit more purposefully when it comes to singing, instead of just, you know, stumbling upon sounding good in the car, you know. This doesn't mean getting like a vocal coach or anything. Can't afford that, but you know, just getting more comfy with it, watching, learning, and figuring out my voice a little bit more, so where and maybe learning some techniques to where I can hurt my throat less. Like right now my throat hurts, but that's probably mostly because of the food that I've been eating the last few days, and also I haven't been talking a lot. Since I haven't been streaming. Like I said, I was gonna stream, but I haven't been streaming because of holidays and family, whatever. And I've been sick, if you couldn't tell. I always get sick in November, December for just so long. I always get sick. If I was a D&D character... I saw a clip of, what was it? The Dropout. It's like Adventure Academy. It's Jacob Wysocki and, Beely M. And someone submitted a question that was like, what are your stats? And you have to have one be a 20 and one be a 3 or whatever. My 3 would be in Constitution. You shouldn't have a 3 in anything unless you're extraordinarily unlucky in real life. It's borderline animalistic. But if I were to make like a realistic D&D character sheet of myself, I would already have like a 7 or 8 Constitution. So 3 is not that much below it. I'd give myself a 3 Constitution. Because it's probably not on purpose, but it wouldn't be too far. It would be more accurate. Messing around in your falsetto if your throat allows it is pretty fun. Forces you to get better at pitch control. That's another thing. I've lost so much of my control and ability. Not even just for singing, but just for like voices and stuff. There's so many voices that I used to do for like acting or D&D or improv or sketch comedy or performances or whatever, that I just can't do anymore, which is rough. And I would like to figure out ways to do stuff like that safely for my throat, voices and singing and all that kind of stuff. Because I could because I could. I used to be able to at one point in time, and it's been really, really disheartening the last 3, 4, what year is it? 2026? Oh my god, like 4 or 5 years now. To just be like slowly losing that to losing it completely. You know, it's one thing to sit around like a D&D table and be able to do some voices, and maybe you don't get the right one, but you could still do some voices. And it's another thing to watch yourself slowly become unable to do voices at all, and every time, and they all just kind of merge into the same voice. Not in the normal D&D way, which does happen all the time, but in like the really sad, like, oh, I can't even try properly anymore because it hurts, or like I just can't do it anymore for like whatever vocal range purposes or health reasons, or, you know, because I'm scared to lose my voice or whatever. Which does also kind of make streaming a little bit more difficult, but it is whatever. We're getting more comfy with it. We're gonna take steps to improve in those areas, to have a stronger voice. And, you know, I feel like I finally started getting a handle on my diet properly after years. Which has helped my throat a lot. Not today, because of the sloppy Joe and the bean dip, and then I also went to Taco Bell and got a quesarito, which was also beef and spice. Whatever. I'm doing it to myself. I've thrust myself upon my own sword over the holidays, you know? I've suffered from the hands of my own instruments. I've flicked my own bean. I don't know if that's punishing. Well, you get it. You get the idea. I forgot the other. I forgot some other personal goals. I forgot them. I guess going along with writing more, I do want to read more. Which is crazy to say, kind of, because I read a lot. I read like 1,000+ manga every year. There's been a couple years, the last 2022, 23 especially, and 2025, where I've read just an insane amount of manga. 2024 I wasn't really in the trenches like that. I don't know what happened that year. But 2022, 2023, and 2025 I was just obsessed. My special interest, straight up, is not like a specific manga or anything like that. It is just the act of manga. It is the medium of manga. And that's crazy to me. Maybe it's not even manga. Maybe it's just consumption, which is more depressing, I think. But I'm gonna say read more novels / nonfiction. I feel like this will help me with my attention span a little more. I don't know with what time I'm gonna be able to do that with all those 50+ games I want to play this year, but you know, there's books I've had on my shelf that I haven't read, that I've had for years. Not too many, actually. I can think of one. I can think of one, and then I have 3 of the Gundam Origins novels that I haven't read, that I've had for a couple years that I haven't read. I can think of one called, what is it called? It's like Kaito or something. It's a samurai western from the 70s. It's like a sci-fi something. I don't know what it is, if it's even good or not. It didn't seem good when I skimmed through it, but I got it many years ago when I worked at a bookstore. And that's kind of it. It's kind of all of the books that I have that I haven't read. I'm turning my head looking at my bookshelf. Oh, also, like 2 months ago, I bought, in October maybe? I bought Trigon. No, maybe I bought it for my birthday. I don't know. It was a few months ago. I bought the Trigon Omnibus. Not the Trigon Max, which is the continuation of the series, but the original Trigon Omnibus, which I haven't read, which is not a novel or nonfiction, but it is manga, and it is a book that I haven't read. But I have 3 bookshelves in here. I have 3 bookshelves in my tiny ass room, all the way to the ceiling. And I've read pretty much everything that I have. I haven't read. Okay, I bought fucking. A few years ago, I was gonna get really into The Witcher. I was so excited to get into The Witcher. I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna read the books and then I'm gonna play the games. I've tried playing The Witcher 1 like 17 times, and I get to the forest and the little houses, and then I'm just like, this is, and then I don't make it past that. Which is like the very beginning of the game, if you don't know. It's literally right after the opening sequence. But I was like, I'm gonna read the books and then I'm gonna play the games, because I own all the games and all the DLC. And then I ordered the complete collection of The Witcher, which has all of the main series and the novellas, all of the canon books. And then I read it's like book 0. It's like one of the novellas, or like a short story anthologies or something. And I read it and I was like, this is not good. I don't think I like this. There's like 2 good stories that really stuck with me, and the rest was like, this is not my thing, actually. And then it like killed all of my motivation to play the Witcher games. So I haven't read any of The Witcher besides. I did read the whole book. I read the whole book, but I was like, I don't think I've ever dropped a book that I've actually started reading. Which is maybe why I haven't, part of the reason why I stopped reading books. Because I don't drop them. I kind of complete everything that I read. Which was hard when I was going to college, because I was reading a lot of textbooks. And I was stressed the fuck out, and then I slowly like dwindled my novel reading away. And even my like creative nonfiction reading away. Because I was like reading for school. Because I went to school for writing. So I was reading and writing a lot. But anyways, I'm gonna read more. In general. Non-manga. Manga dead to me. My best friend manga. Novel nonfiction release. Manga dead to me. I'll put the meme in post. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put slash voices here too. I had another one. I forgot. I'm looking around my room trying to inspire myself. 2 more. One, I bought a lever. I don't know if you guys remember. Me talking about it. I might have mentioned it a little bit. I got a leverless controller because I've wanted one for a few years now, and I finally got one this year. And I downloaded it and I played 2XKO alpha like twice. And I haven't used it since. So this is kind of like learn leverless controller, but it's also like a secret mission to just play more fighting games this year. Fighting games were like my first video game love. I talked about it the other day that Star Wars was like my first love, but my first video game love was definitely fighting games. My first game I ever played was Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, so I guess Super Street Fighter 2. I grew up playing fighting games. I was playing fighting games all of the time, and I slowly dwindled out of it by the time I was in high school, because when I was a kid, I was uber autistic, and I could just sit and do the same thing all the time by myself, no other input, immersed fully, just playing Third Strike constantly. And Street Fighter Alpha and Tekken and all these other games, just non-stop. Even Street Fighter 4. And Blaze Blue and whatever, what have you. But then I got a little bit older, sort of a middle school years. Yeah. Sorry, I cannot stop yawning. I am tired. And, started making friends who could play video games. And they didn't want to play fighting games with me. Fighting games are pretty niche as it is, and when you're the only person who plays them in your friend group, it's hard to introduce people, because even when you're going like easy on them, you still beat them, and then you're like, well, it's no fun. And then I have to be like, well, I don't play shooters, but I play shooters with you all of the time. And they're like, yeah, but you're good at shooters. And I'm like, yeah, because I learned to play them by playing them with you guys. When you guys won't play fighting games with me, and I'm constantly begging my friends to play fighting games with me, and nobody wants to, and then I no longer get enjoyment out of playing them by myself. And it was kind of like in an era where, like the late 2010s, when like online was okay but not great, and some games had great online, but I wasn't playing those games. I was still playing Marvel 3 in 2019 or whatever, so I was still playing Soul Calibur 5, Soul Calibur 6 without, that kind of stuff. And then I went to college and had COVID and a terrible time. Just life was murdering me for the last 6 years, honestly. Actually, I'm going to throw it around. I'm going to say 7-8 years has not been a fun ride in totality, but there have been good things. But it's been a hard stretch. My entire adulthood in my late teens has been a hard stretch. Is that how it's supposed to be? Probably, right? Probably. But part of that was me not playing video games. And genuinely, I was not playing video games in general. And one of the reasons I started streaming, because I was not being social and I was not playing video games. And I'm still not doing either of those things properly. But that's where the be more consistent part comes in. It's difficult to find a sweet spot of skill while fighting games, especially between trying to introduce people and not get stomped when you're rusty. Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that is true for me is that I did pick up fighting games back up a little bit when Guilty Gear Strive came out, but I played the first I played until Jacko was a week away. I played until Gold Member, Gold Colonel Sanders came out. Like the day he came out. And then I stopped playing. And then I was in heaven. I was Celestial with Geo at the very beginning of the game. And then after not playing fighting games for a long time, and then in, you know, like less than a month or maybe a month, I was Celestial in Guilty Gear Strive. And then I just completely gold member dropped literally the day of. And I think I played one match with Geo and I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I put it down for like over a year and a half until biking came out. And then I got to heaven, not Celestial, but I got to the top floor with biking. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. It's so weird. I get so like gung-ho about something and then I reach a level and I'm like, I'm done forever. And it's like, okay. Where is the vim and the vigor from my youth when it comes to fighting games especially? But I think challenging myself to learn a new skill outside of, you know, wavering between really good and really bad at fighting games. I think convincing myself to play more fighting games by learning a new skill is learning the controller. I was genuinely struggling to learn it, and then I played 2XKO for a couple days and I was like, I got this. And then I didn't use it for a couple days and I went back and tried to practice combos that I was, or not even combos, but just movements and things. I've had the hiccups all day, sorry. And movements and things that I haven't done in a long time. And I was like, and I say a long time, literally like less than 48 hours. And I was like, I can't jump diagonal back. And so I don't think it would be that much for me to learn, but I would have to like take like a week and just play fighting games to do it. So that is maybe something we might have, like a fighting game week at some point during the year, at which like straight up just fighting games, and then, you know, weave fighting games back into my gaming diet. Along with that, I want to play more horror games. Last year, I'm going to say last year, whenever Still Wakes the Deep came out, was it last year or the end of 2024? I can't even remember. Was it last June, maybe? June before? I don't know. Still Wakes the Deep and the first Resident Evil game. Maybe I played those in 2024, now that I think about it. Holy shit. Those are like the only horror games I've ever played. I watch people play horror games. My favorite streamers love horror games, and not like for streamer reasons, but for like, they just like horror games personally. And so they end up playing a lot of horror games, and I'm like, this is cool. This is awesome. And I get to watch my favorite streamer play horror games, but I don't play horror games. I didn't really play them growing up. I like horror. I haven't been into it so much in my adulthood, but when I was a kid, I was watching shit I should not have been watching. I was super into horror as a kid, but I didn't play any horror games, and I didn't play anything kind of. I played some things. I have played things that are spooky adjacent, that have like horror vibes in certain sections. But I want to play like more straight up horror games. I know I had Crow Country on the schedule a couple of months ago, but I never got around to actually playing it. I do want to play Crow Country. I do want to play more Resident Evil games. Parasite Eve, those like survival horror, PSX, tank controls, isometric pre-rendered backgrounds kind of horror games. I think that's a good entry point for me because they're not so like directly scary, spooky. They just kind of have a vibe to them. I think that's a good entry point for me, and then maybe we can move on to like more actually scary things. I think like I played Still Wakes the Deep, and I did have like some spooky moments during that, but like the scariest parts were like completely outweighed by like tasks. You know, the scariest part was like a British man finding me. You know what I mean? Like an English first, what do they call it? Like a Tory. What's his name? Alistair? It's something like that. Alonzi? I don't know. He's like he's like a right-wing British man who gets turned into a monster. And he was scarier as a British man, to be honest with you, because I was like, oh, once I can throw this and we can move forward. And then there was a part in the game where I was just getting frustrated with that one short. It's very short, but it took me so long to get through. And the stupid swimming section. Oh, I hated that. I was so frustrated with that I was no longer scared, even a little bit. And also, that was kind of like, let's be real, it was kind of like horror light. It was scary in some moments, but a lot of it was kind of like atmosphere, and it did that well, but a lot of it is like, oh, here's this eldritch thing that's happening. And I was more intrigued by the world and what was going on there. But yeah, I want to play more horror games. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in watching, but Alan Wake is my favorite not scary horror game, despite being mediocre by most accounts. Yeah, but Alan Wake 2 is a masterpiece according to the internet. Okay? That is something that I have been wanting to get into, is the whole Remedy verse. Maybe I'll do it this year. Maybe I'll wait and do it next year. Or maybe we'll do it sporadically. I'm not sure. But I literally own every Remedy game except for Alan Wake 2. I haven't bought that yet. But I have Control. I have Max Payne 1, 2, and 3. I actually own Max Payne twice. I have it on Steam, but I also have it. Maybe I don't have it anymore. Maybe I got rid of it at a yard sale. But I had it on my PS2 and just never played it. I have Alan Wake and American Nightmare. And is there another one? I guess there's Firebreak, but that's more of like a PvE game based in Control, which I don't know anything about because I haven't played Control, but I do own the Control Ultimate Edition or whatever it was called. In fact, I think I might own Control 3 times. I had it on my PlayStation, no longer have a PlayStation. And then I think I have it on Epic and Steam. So maybe we can get into the Remedyverse. Because I do kind of want to get into that. I think that would be really sick. Because if there's one thing about me that I love, it's franchises. It's things that connect to each other. American Nightmare, now that's the one that's mediocre by all accounts. But you know what? I'm sure it would still be fun to be mediocre with. One thing that I did try to actually play Max Payne in 2025. I was going to put it on I think I might have actually did put it on a schedule, but I don't know if I posted it or not. But I tried to play Max Payne, and it seems like the Steam version of Max Payne is a pain to get working on modern hardware and modern OS systems. I don't know how true that is, but I do want to. I might have to take like I might be like a Monday game after a weekend off, where I spend the weekend troubleshooting, trying to figure out how to run Max Payne properly. But if we did do the Remedyverse, we would do it in that order. We'd do Max Payne, Alan Wake, Control, and then Alan Wake 2 if we got to it. Isn't there I saw a joke on Twitter. Hold on. Remedy Entertainment about Is Death Rally technically part of the Remedy verse? I mean, it's a Remedy game, but is the original Death Rally? Oh, and there's also Quantum Break. I forgot about Quantum Break. Oblivion is like that too. That's another game I've owned like 5 times. Oh, and Control Resonant is coming out this year, so it's like the perfect time to get into the Remedyverse, right? Right? I mean, I guess we could play Death Rally too. It's like the only other game that they've made. They made Agents of Storm. Is that real? Is that a real game that they made? This shitty iOS game? Wowee. Are Crossfire X and Agents of Storm part of the RCU? Simple answer, no. Longer answer, absolutely not. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. We love to hear it. But I guess we could throw Death Rally in the mix. Why not? It's freeware. And I guess there's a remake. And it is Death Rally, so I don't know. That might be something we do this year. No guarantees. Definitely not in the first couple of months of the year. Or at least not this month. I've got other plans, but another thing, this is my last personal goal that I'm going to talk about. I'm sure there will be more in the future that I'll think of, but the last one is kind of going along with read more. Expand vocab. Part of me not being reading normal things and writing all of the time is that my ability to pull words out of my brain has become such a non-factor, and I think expanding my vocab back to something even just an approximation of itself, of what it once was, would be beneficial to, you know, being entertaining and streaming and talking and just getting back in the habit of saying words. To that end, I got a daily 365 days a year calendar with vocab on it. It is a word of the day with definitions, pronunciation guides. It's got a quote about them, and then on the back it has little fun facts, some did you knows, mostly kind of etymology stuff. But yeah, every day, every stream, we're gonna go over to the dailies. We're gonna do one vocab at the top of the stream. We're gonna do a vocab word together. We're gonna do it together, and we're gonna read it together, and we're gonna read the thing, and we're gonna learn about it together. And I'm gonna be surprised in this entire calendar if there's a word that I don't know. But I think reminding myself of, because again, literature degree, and also a nerd, but I think just reminding myself with intention and being mindful of vocabulary will be greatly beneficial to me. I feel like my brain has gotten stupider. Maybe it's the streaming. Maybe it's not being in school anymore. Maybe it's being socially isolated. Maybe it's not reading. Maybe it's a combination of all of the above. Maybe it's brain rot. Maybe it's because I'm thinking about 6-7 all the time lately. I've been playing a lot of Farkle with my parents. And the amount of times that you say 6-7 in Farkle, 6-7, is crazy. and I cannot stop thinking about it. Six, seven. It's kind of what it is, right? Not really at all. Not really at all. Semi-related, but I despise ChatGPT for souring my usage of Delve. Is that a thing? Is like the word delve has become appropriated by ChatGPT? See, I don't even know these things because I'm so anti-AI pilled and so far away from that shit that I don't know. One thing I do know is the M dash has been appropriated. Brother, I was a master of the M dash. There's so many. It's genuinely my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I don't like. You know, some people they like semicolons. Some people like, you know, whatever. But they're so useful. You can use parentheticals, M dashes, and the like, and semicolons in an academic scientific research paper. Oh, it's perfect. And now it's AI and it's gonna get flagged for copyright or plagiarism or whatever by the AI machine that runs the AI plagiarism catching machine. Oh, I hate it so much. But yeah, that's one thing that I want to do. And like I said, I don't think any of these words are going to be a surprise to me. They might be for you or for any viewers watching, but I think that's a great thing if they are. I want us to learn together, right? This is a classroom. I'm educating you guys. Could you tell by all of the Tartarussy jokes I've made over the years? Are you feeling educated? But one of my things, along with the anti-AI stuff, is that I want to be, you know, I want to cultivate an audience that is also looking to grow and expand and learn and do so together and without AI and without and you know, like a classroom. Like we're in it together, we're learning together, we're having fun together, and we're growing together. And that's kind of the audience that I would like to build, the community that I would like to build, and the ideals that I would like to espouse, which is a word that I've been using a lot lately. I've realized I've been watching my clips back and I've been like, I've been saying espouse a lot. But you know what? Maybe that's my word for the week, my word for the month. Maybe we'll leave that in December. I said it a lot in December for some reason. But I think just encouraging that kind of thing, especially with something as easy as like a word of the day calendar, where we can, you know, expand our vocab together, would be really nice. And so I think for literally the entire year, I'm going to be doing this. And then on days where I don't stream, I'll come back the next day and I'll do 2 or I'll do 3 or whatever, however many days. And we'll do them both. The weekends are, I believe, Saturday and Sunday on this calendar are on the same sheet of paper. So if I don't stream on Saturday and Sunday or whatever, we'll get them both. I was just flipping through it. There's a Hitchhiker's Guide reference, which is a book that I loved when I was 14. It's a very love when you're 14 book. But anyway, think that's gonna be enough for my goals of the year. What if we did, hold on. What if I made a text that was like, word of the day? And it said word of the day. So original. And it was tiny on the screen. Not that tiny. Maybe like this. And then we like gave it an outline. Maybe we changed the font a little. A font that I really like. I do like Monument. I like Montserrat. I've been rocking those lately. Let's use Montserrat. Montserrat. I've never heard another case of never hearing things out loud and then saying them out loud. That's how we got biopic, folks. I should add my signature color to custom colors. There we go. Whoa, there's like some weird artifacting on this. Is it because I've made it small? What the hell is happening? I'm struggling with fonts right now. Give me like 5 minutes while I do this. We're gonna make it big. We're gonna say okay. We're gonna make it big and we're gonna say okay. And then we're gonna make an outline. It's gonna be center aligned. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be a custom color. What the heck is happening? Maybe I won't use this font. Whoa, I made it vertical. So why? This is entertainment, right? Watching me struggle with OBS. Okay, we're not gonna use Montserrat. We will use This is the part where you guys get to see how long it takes me to like make thumbnails and shit. Not just thumbnails, but like graphics and stuff. Because I swear I'm looking at every single font. I'm like, what does this look like? What does this look like? All day. For no reason. Genuinely for no reason. Let's rock the classic. The one that I don't use anymore, that I used to use a lot. Word of the day. Today's word of the day is belfry. Today's word of the day is belfry. B-E-L-F-R-Y. Noun. 1. A bell tower. Especially one surmounting or attached to another structure. 2. A room or framework for enclosing a bell. 3. And this is the funny one. Head. So no break skateboard, so no belfry. Oh, so funny. And then there is a quote, which I don't think I really need to read. But maybe I will. I'll do it. I don't know. I mean, we're learning the process. The three-bay building features ornate brickwork, a mansard roof topped at its front facade with a belfry. By Anthony Musso, Poughkeepsie Journal? I need that one on a vocab. September 5th, 2017. That is our first word of the day, New Year's Day. And then the fun fact, let me rip it off the calendar. The fun fact, did you know? Surprisingly, belfry does not come from bell, and early belfries did not contain bells at all. Belfry comes from burfrey, B-E-R-F-R-E-Y, a medieval term for a wooden tower used in sieges. The structure could be rolled up to a fortification wall so that warriors hidden inside could storm the battlements. Over time, the term was applied to other types of shelters and towers, many of which had bells in them. Through association, people began spelling belfry as belfry, B-E-L-L-F-R-E-Y, then as belfry, B-E-L-F-R-E-Y, and later belfry, no E. On a more metaphorical note, someone who has bats in the belfry is considered unstable or eccentric. This phrase is responsible for the use of bats for crazy, and the occasional use of belfry for head. Bats in the belfry. That's kind of a fun fact. I didn't know that about the, I knew the siege thing, but I didn't know about I didn't know that that's the, like, origin for the phrase, like, bats equating with crazy. I think that's pretty cool. Did not know that. But that's our word of the day, and we're gonna keep that up. We're gonna keep that up here. Hopefully we learn something throughout the year. Hopefully we get a little vocab in us. And yeah. I don't know. I think it'll just be a nice little addition to the streams where we can even if we're not learning something new together, we can refresh together or learn something new. We're gonna put it there for now. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep those on like the whole stream or what. Haven't decided. But we are gonna go to gaming. Whoops. Whoops. I'm gonna add this right now. Word of the day. I should add it to all of my things. Should we keep it here? I don't know. Oh. Should I put it above my head? Should I put it down here? Bottom of the screen? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll put it over the chat. That seems right. We'll put it like between the chat and my head, I guess. Maybe like up here. All right. So, second, would she bear on my fray till I ring? Real. Now you're thinking with YouTube titles. Well, maybe just mine. I feel like I've used that like phrasal template a lot. And sometimes I feel like I think I might have made the same title like twice. Sometimes when I can't think of a title. Is that literally the title for this stream? Hold on a second. What is this stream called? No, it's not. It's not. This stream is in the droid slot of the X-Wing asking if we can get Jizz Donalds. Which I don't know how that's allowed on YouTube, but it is not naughty and it is a Star Wars reference. Real fans know. But, but anyway, this is gonna be probably like a YouTube video. So we will. I don't know if I want the chat on the screen for this. Maybe we do. Why not? We'll keep it on. I want to. Nope, not that. Not that. That's the alert box that I don't have set up that I've had in my OBS for 2 years. I feel kind of naked without music, but we'll add the music later. I don't have it on separate tracks right now. Anyways, good morning, class. Today we're going to be playing the Kirby or Yuri quiz, question mark, on Sporkle. This is a quiz by the Dahlia Blooms. Is this the title of a Kirby song or the title of a work of Yuri fiction? Now, if you don't know me, if you're new here, you might not be aware of a very key aspect of me, and that is the fact that I've read basically every Yuri GL shoujo ai manga and some light novels that exists in English and some that don't. I'm talking manhwa, I'm talking manhwa, I'm talking manga, I'm talking light novels, anime, you name it. I was even writing poetry with my chat about GL. Straight Hime Joshi vibes here. That being said, I have never played a Kirby game in my life. So, I think this might be a quick quiz. I'm hoping I don't make a fool of myself because I absolutely will know every single GL in this. I will know every single Yuri in this. Hopefully. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But I will not know a single Kirby song. However, process of elimination, because I know the Yuri, I'm hoping that I can exclude the Kirby. But we're gonna go. We got 12 minutes, and we're just gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. 3. Hold on, I gotta drink. I'm nervy, and I've had the hiccups all day. All right, 3, 2, 1. Play quiz. First cry of a newborn star. Kirby. Highway Blossoms. That's Yuri. I didn't know that. This one is Kirby though. This one's Kirby. Twin Star Cyclone Runway. That's Yuri. That's actually not a light novel. It's a real novel that got adapted to a manga. Running Through the New World. Kirby. Princess of Sylph. This is Yuri. This is a great Yuri. It's had 2 serializations and it's a Twitter comic. Both of them got canceled. Twitter comic / it's really a Pixiv comic that occasionally gets posted on Twitter. But the original artist has been trying to get this thing off the ground forever and nobody reads it except I read it. I read the pre-serial. I read the serial. I read the Pixiv comics. It's great. It's cute. It's fun. It's fantasy. And it is Yuri. Warning, beware of the dog. This is Chinese vampire exorcist Yuri. It's tomboy who has, well, she's actually like a demon. She's not really like a succubus, but she's kind of a succubus. Maybe she's a succubus. I can't remember. It's Chinese Yuri. Crescent Moon and Donuts. It's asexual Yuri. Memories I'll Never Forget You. That's Kirby. The Shape of a Heart. Kirby. Caught Me Singing. Kirby again. Rockabilly and Blues. That's Kirby. None of these are Yuri. Your preferred spiciness for the ultimate choice. That's Kirby. That's Kirby. This is all Kirby. To You Who Are Buried. Now, one thing that I might struggle with in this is that I don't know all of the English titles for the Yuri because I read the Yuri with Japanese titles. I don't know the English translations of anything. To You Who Are Buried, I think. No, that's the summer you were. No. I'm thinking of Summer. But is this the sequel one-shot? I want to say Yuri so bad, but I do think it might be Kirby. No, it's Yuri. Oh, I second guessed myself. Whisper Me a Love Song is Yuri. We just got past the incest arc. Bright Spinning Planet, Kirby. Long Awaited Feelings, again, Chinese Yuri. It's actually Chinese Yuri about exes who are both actresses, and she gets like reincarnated, but she's not reincarnated. She's sent back in time in her own life, and is like after they've already broken up, but before she commits, she gets sent back. It's Yuri. It's a novel, and then it's a manhwa. The Beast's Prey. This is it's Kirby. It's Kirby. Sugar White Holy Night. That's Kirby. A Room for Two. Just sounds like Yuri. I don't know how you would get that. Onward to a Pain My Heart Knows Well. Hold on, I'm translating Japanese in my head. Kirby. Kirby. Internal Struggle, that's Kirby. Marissa is Now Idle, that's Kirby. No, that's Yuri? That one I don't know if I've actually heard of. I might be a liar. Or maybe I just don't know the English title. Clandestine Affair, however, is Yuri. It is... Is that the Mirror Yuri? That might be the Mirror Yuri. Sunny with a Chance of Oasis, that's Kirby. Easy 2 planets approach the Roche limit, Kirby. If it says planets, it's got to be Kirby. A Forgotten Flash of Lightning. Now, this is one that could go either way. If it's, I don't think it's Yuri. If it is Yuri, I don't know the English title. It's Kirby though. There's No Love Wishing Upon a Star. That's Yuri. That's Yuri. Rainbows After Storm. Is that Hana ni Arashi? I've never heard it called Rainbows After Storms. That's Yuri. My Dear Lass is Chinese Yuri, and it's also maybe one of the best Yuri of the last few years, at least up to where I read. I think I'm outpaced by like 50 to maybe 100 chapters, but I was reading it weekly or monthly as it was releasing for quite a long time. And it's so pretty. It has a very unique watercolor style that I was kind of similar to another Chinese Yuri that got put on hiatus and I don't think I ever finished, or maybe it got like one extra chapter and finished, about actresses and models. But this looks better, is better, and is more unique, and is written by a woman, and it's quite good. Care for a Refreshment. Because it's food, it sounds like Kirby. But there are so many food-related Yuri. I'm going to say Yuri. Oh, it's Kirby. That one could have went either way. Because I can think of like 4 off the top of my head that kind of sort of have words that are refreshment in them. This is Kirby, though. There is Grace Yuri. There's like 3 of them, I think, at least. But this is not the name of them. They are Kirby. Crossing into the Parallel with You. Kirby. The Blue Star on That Day. Ooh. Aohoshi. Or Aoi. This one could be either. I think it might be Kirby. It's Yuri. Oh my god, I literally said the title out loud. I'm so stupid. This is Kirby. My Dearest Nemesis. Now this is Yuri. And it's good. This is good Yuri. It is autistic genius, jealous secondary rival, whole life together, but and then it becomes Yuri. Have a great trip after the credits roll. I talked about this in my god dang best manga of the year video from last year. Heaven Will Be Mine. That's Kirby. No, it's Yuri. That one I don't know. Heart of the Woods, though, that is Yuri. It's a webtoon. Or it's Korean. I don't know which one is love. Is Yuri. Harem. Some prefer Nettles. That's Yuri. Some prefer Nettles? What is that in Japanese? Because that does not sound familiar, but I did know that was Yuri. Is that Love Your Cruddy? No. Beauty and Beast girl is Yuri. There's a Dojin version and a serialized version. Liturgy of Holy Submission has got to be Kirby. That's crazy. Marionette Kitchen has got to be Kirby. That's crazy. A satisfying meal for an obscene pair. That's Yuri. Again, look at that. That's Food Yuri. Curtain Call for You. That's Acting Yuri. The Girls Who Fought the Darkness. That's... Is that the Butterfly Yuri? Or is that Kirby? Is that Butterfly Yuri or is that Kirby? I'm going to say it's Butterfly Yuri. It's Kirby. Oh, I had Butterfly Yuri on the mind because it just ended. Gemini Reunion, that's Kirby. Subtraction Tautology sounds like it would be Kirby, but it's actually Yuri. Haha, is a 4 coma, bitch. Be Happy in the Real World 2, okay, is an ongoing Yuri. Olivia Best Girl. It is a harem, though, but Olivia Best Girl. Fatal Blooms and Moonlight is this Butterfly Yuri? I think it's Kirby. Where Even Light Does Not Reach. It's gotta be Kirby. It's Coffee Shop of Twilight and Starry Skies. It's gotta be Kirby. Please Be Happy. That's Yuri. Cheerful Amnesia. That's Yuri. Accept My Fist of Love. This is Domestic Violence Yuri. The Moon on a Rainy Night is maybe best Yuri. Kuzushira is one of the best to ever do it. How to Break a Triangle is angsty Yuri. Monster Wants to Eat Me. That's even angstier Yuri. Song of Supplication. That's Kirby. Every Day is a Holiday. That's Yuri. Oh my god, that's the summer one where they go and they're like, we're gonna get married, but then we're gonna get divorced and we gotta throw air jobs, but then they just go back to the jobs at the end. I'm so stupid. I had to think about it for 2 seconds and I would have got it. Sherbet Above the Sea of Fog is Pirate Yuri. Phantom of the Moon Soul. That's gotta be Kirby. Rationalism of Irregularities. That's Yuri, but I don't know that that's... I don't know why I know that that's Yuri. I think I only know the Japanese title. It Gets So Lonely Here. That is also Kirby. No, it's Yuri. My Blue Garnet, that's Yuri. There, that's Toxic Yuri for sure. Chasing Down the Mini Boss is Kirby, though. Hunted by the Beast, that's Kirby. Sounds like Yuri, but it's Kirby. Sky High and Smitten is Kirby. That sounds like Yuri even more, and it's Kirby. Normality and Monsters, I think that's Kirby, because the one that I'm thinking of for Yuri is Common Sense Monster, but maybe they translate it in the official version as Yuri. So it's Yuri, a Deus Ex Machina from childhood. I'm going to go Kirby on that one. Girlfriends? That's so messed up. I'm going to go... If it's not Yuri, it's Kirby. No, it's Yuri. That's obviously Yuri, but I click Kirby. Yearning for Yellow Vroom has to be Kirby. The Summer You Were There is the one I was thinking of earlier. That was Yuri. That I actually mentioned in place of the other one, but it was Yuri. Scary Beast, Kirby. Perfect Sledding Weather, Kirby. Summer Sands and Cool Waves, that's Kirby. But I clicked Yuri. Anemone Fills the Heat, it's Yuri. And I think it just ended this year, and it was pretty decent. Even in Sorrow, Black Lily Blooms. See, this is how they trick you. Lily is Yuri, but this is Kirby. No, it's Yuri. I don't know the English titles. Where Even Weeds Don't Grow is Kirby. Love Bullet is Yuri. Puppet Offering is Kirby. And Let Them Know We're Happy is Kirby. I got 71. That's not bad. I got 85%. The average score is 58. I got the average reversed. So that's pretty good. What did I miss? Marissa Is Now Idle. That one I don't think I know at all. The rest of the ones that I got wrong that were Yuri, this is crazy. Is this Ao Kanajo? No. No. What is this? Girlfriends? What the fuck? What am I looking at? I don't know. This could be like... I've read so many anthologies. This could probably be in any of them. The ones that I got wrong were actually, I think, all Yuri. I got one Kirby wrong. Summer Sands and Cool Waves. The rest are actually Yuri. And Care for Refreshment I thought was Food Yuri, but it was Kirby. Dang. Alright, I'm going to hide my desktop, and I'm going to look at these and see which ones. See what they are in Japanese. Okay. The Girls Who Fought the Darkness. Wait, which one is my answer? Oh, the answer. Never mind. Sorry. That one is Kirby. That's why I didn't know. I guessed it was Yuri because it sounds like a Yuri title. Highway Blossoms. Is that the visual novel? Yes. That's cheating. I knew it, but I didn't think about it. Because it's a 10-year-old visual novel. Well, you might have fucking known Highway Blossoms, but what do you know about Akai Ito, okay? And not even the Steam version with the bad translation. I'm playing right now PS2 Akai Ito Japanese, okay? Fuck you. Blue Star on that day. That one, I'm gonna be mad that that's... Anokoro no Aoi Hoshi. I literally said it. It's literally my favorite. Oh my god. I only know it by its Japanese title, and then I didn't translate it. I didn't take the time to translate it in my out loud. I started to, and then I gave up. It's literally one of my favorites. This one is not an officially serialized manga. It is a self-published for free manga. You can get it on Amazon for free. You can get it on whatever for free, Fanbox, whatever. You can support them on Fanbox. The author is Awikani. It is so good. It releases like one volume or maybe 2 volumes a year, one volume every 2 years, something like that. They just released volume 7. Like the volume, the tankobon. But they release chapters throughout the year, and then they compile it into a volume at the end of the year. It is so good. Highly recommend. I messed up. That one's on me. This is literally one of my favorites. I was literally reading it 2 weeks ago. Rereading it 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Kirby, I wouldn't get. Every Day is a Holiday is the runaway one that I understood. Heaven Will Be Mine is a damn visual novel. It's a visual novel with 15 recent reviews. Oh my god, it's a Western visual novel. It actually looks kind of sick. It's on sale right now for $2.99. Heaven Will Be Mine is a visual novel about making terrible life decisions in the midst of a hot-blooded battle between giant robots. Is this... Is this the premise for the fake visual novel I made up when I was playing Girls Frontline 2 that one time? Could be. Okay, so 2 of them I got wrong were because they were indie visual novels. And guess what? It Gets So Lonely Here is an indie visual novel. So indie, it is originally on itch.io. So the 3 that I got wrong so far, well, 3 of the ones that I got wrong so far have been visual novels that I've never heard of. 2 of them I immediately regretted because I did know them. Because they were Yuri. Even in Sorrow a Black Lily Blooms, if this is another indie visual novel, I'm throwing hands. It is. Itch.io. It's erotic. I have to put in my birthday to get to this. This originally came. Oh, come on. Come on. How was I supposed to know? Okay. And then To You Who Are Buried. Oh my god, it's the one shot I read 2 years ago. Umurarita Kimi E. Ay. That one I'll forgive myself for not knowing, but it is a good one shot. It's actually a really good one shot. But I forgot about it. Now this is crazy. What do you want me to? This better be a manga. Hold on. This better be a manga. It is. And I've read it. From 2006. And I've read it because I've read everything because it's by Milk Morinaga. And I was reading a lot of Milk Morinaga about 3 years ago when I read, what is it called? I don't remember. But I did read Girlfriends. And I forgot. But that's such a I'll forgive myself for that. That's such a basic ass name. It could have been anything. But it's also a trick question because you're like, yeah, that's Yuri, and then you're like, well, really? Okay, and then the one that I'm most curious about, Marissa is Still Idle. Guess what? Is another itch.io game. That I've never heard of. The vast majority of these are visual novels, Western indie visual novels that I've never heard of. And then Aoi Hoshi. Aoi Hoshi. Every Day is a Holiday. And To You Who Were Buried. And Girlfriends, I guess, are 4 that I've literally read. I've read every single one of them on here that is manga. That is not a visual novel. But I got a couple wrong just because I was running through it. I was just going through it, you know? I was just going through it. Well, that sucks. Well, I still got 85%, and I did it fast, and I explained my reasonings and also my failures while I was doing it, so you know what? I'm proud of that. But anyway. Let's maybe finish chapter 1 of Rogue Squadron today, I guess. And I guess we could move it over here. We could move it over here. Seems fine. I don't know how big my head was before, but it's big now. In fact, why not just leave myself the way I was? I'm grabbing everything but the background. Don't mind me, I'm just a little off screen. Don't mind me, just a little away.
Good morning, Wedge. The rest of Rogue Squadron is still back at base, but I thought we could take an early morning run through Beggar's Canyon.
Oh my god. I don't want to go through Beggar's Canyon, you stupid prick. I run this ghetto. What do you know about Tashi Station? You
Is
don't.
that my imagination, or are those Imperial droids dead ahead? They're attacking those?
Is it weird if I have the background on? Yeah, let's just make it black. There we go. Is he fucking dying? My controller isn't working. Well, you know what? I yapped longer than I meant to, and I started later than I meant to. I'm gonna change the thumbnail and the title of this, and we'll just play this tomorrow. We'll just have a long day tomorrow playing Rogue Squadron instead. But anyways, that was fun. Thanks for listening to me yap. I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll actually play Rogue Squadron. Don't worry. Don't fret. No Belfry. No Belfry, no Squadron. Sorry. Anyways. Happy New Year, everybody. Here's to a successful, fun year of, I don't know, growth and love and life and whatever. Am I a tsundere? I don't know. Don't answer that. Goodbye. Class dismissed. Bye-bye.